This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime. In association with Micromax. Nothing like anything.
They say when you're on a road trip, you're in a relationship with your car. There are times on highways when it's just you and your car. This Mercedes E-Class and I have been bonding quite well. I'm fueled up and back on the highway in Rajasthan. My last journey from Ajmer to Jodhpur took me through different terrains, crowded towns and beautiful resorts. I also got to meet a royal designer, Raghavendra Rathore. Today I'm going to continue my journey from Jodhpur to Udaipur, where I will meet a very royal custodian of the world's oldest surviving dynasty, the House of Mewar. Rajasthan has been full of surprises and I am definitely craving for more. So Udaipur, here I come. So today is the second leg of my journey in Rajasthan. Starting from Jodhpur, I cross small towns like Pali before I hit the dense Aravalli hills right up to the lake city of Udaipur. The entire journey is around 300 kilometers and I will be covering it in a day. Before getting onto the NH65 to Udaipur, one has to take a single lane road to get out of Jodhpur. Surrounded by kikar trees, this empty road in the early morning was just stunning and a joy to drive on. Though the road quality of the NH65 till Pali is good, there is quite a bit of traffic which might make you miss a very interesting stopover. Though we weren't going to miss it for the world. So you see that crowd there? That's a temple. And this is our first stop on our way to Udaipur. That's not just a temple though, it's a bike temple. Yes, you heard me right, it's a bike temple. Let's go find out some more. कहानी क्या है यहाँ का बताइए।
इनका क्या अच्छे 25 साल पहले एक्सीडेंट हो गया था, फिर इस बुलेट को थाने में ले गए थे। 2-3 बार वहाँ पर पड़ी स्टार्ट हुई और एक दिन ये खुद ही चल कर यहाँ पर आ
बाइक पुलिस स्टेशन से यहाँ पर फिर से आ गई।
फिर इनके जो दादी साथ है उनके सपने के अंदर आए। 1-2 बार गांव में भी ले गई थे बुलेट को, वहाँ पर भी स्टार्ट हुई और एक दिन इनके जो दादी साथ है उनके सपने के अंदर आए और आकाशवाणी हुई कि मेरी जहाँ एक्सीडेंट हुआ है वहाँ पर एक बुलेट रखो और ये स्थान वहाँ पर ही बनवाओ। तो इन्होंने ये स्थान बनवाया। अब लोग आते हैं जो सच्चे मन से और तन मन से जाते हैं, उनकी हर एक मनोकामना पूर्ण होती है। ये हमारे गांव के जो ठाकुर साहब होते हैं ना, उनके लड़के थे।
ओके। और कितने सालों से ये है ऐसा?
25 साल हो गए।
25 साल हो गए। So there was someone called Om Bana who was the local chief's son here in this region of Rajasthan. He apparently one night had an accident at this very spot on this very bike. The police took the bike, locked it up at the station, and the next day they found out that the bike was missing and was back at this particular spot again. They apparently thought someone played a prank, so they took the bike back. They took the fuel out of the bike, put the bike under locks, and then the next day they found the bike missing again. This was something they could not understand, and the pujari told me that Om Bana's grandmother had a dream about him where he appeared to her and told her that he wanted something like this made at the spot of his death with his bike. So people who come here either offer a brand of beer called Bullet, or they make sure they honk outside the temple for luck. Further on from Pali there's a fort, but all the roads lead to Udaipur. So I'm going to get on to the NH76, which happens to be the shortest route. After passing through the town of Sadri, one encounters the Aravali Hills. With its hills and winding roads, this bit of the route is a huge surprise for first-time travellers. So there's a langur sitting on my roof just because I slowed the car down at a curve, and if I open my sunroof, he's going to be sitting with me in my car. This route is breathtaking, and I could spend an entire day just admiring the scenery here, but I'm only halfway to Udaipur and it's time to buckle up. Coming up, we meet the royal custodian of the world's oldest surviving royal dynasty. And I even get to see his personal collection of vintage cars. Back to follow the star. I continued my second leg of the journey to Rajasthan by driving out of Jodhpur this morning. I stumbled upon a very unique bike temple in Pali and then these hills. I definitely have been enjoying this journey. After the hills end, it's just a short way to Udaipur, made even shorter by the quality of the beautiful 6-lane highway. Welcome to Udaipur. I've finally made it. The drive's been really long but completely worth it. I don't know why. It's not my favorite city. I have this feeling that Udaipur is going to be one of my favorite cities for sure. Maybe it's all the greenery or just the route itself that's influenced me already. I don't know. But I somehow feel Udaipur is going to be special. And I am not the only one who has that feeling about Udaipur. For many people, Udaipur, or the city of lakes, contains the essence of Rajasthan, made extra special by the grand city palace and the beautiful lake palace in the middle of Lake Pichola. So I'm right on schedule and I'm super excited to meet Sriji Arvind Singh Mewar in his beautiful palace, which apparently overlooks the town and the lake. I believe he has something exciting in store for me and I can't wait to find out what it is. Arvind Singh Mewar, or Sriji as he is lovingly called, is the present royal custodian of the House of Mewar, supposedly the oldest continuing dynasty in the world. And Sriji had invited me to meet him at the City Palace, and I must admit I did feel a little overawed. After all, it's not every day that one visits a palace or even meets someone who is the direct descendant of Maharana Pratap. Hello Sriji.
How are you? How do you do?
Thank you so much for letting us meet you in your beautiful palace.
Most welcome. Welcome to Udaipur.
Thank you, thank you. So how old is this palace exactly?
The oldest part of this palace is about 500 odd years old. And where we are, which is our residence, is also quite old, but relatively new.
You and your father were the first visionaries to think of Udaipur as a luxury destination. So how did you come about that?
Well, I didn't, as you said, my father did. He perhaps saw things ahead of his time. Udaipur is a man-made city, completely. And out of all the cities on the Aravalli Mountains, this has been the most successful. And he decided to convert the Jag Mandir, which is now the Lake Palace Hotel, as far back as the 60s. It just took off.
It just took off from that
From that
thought.
point, yeah, that's one thought.
I even asked Sriji about his famous collection of vintage cars. And guess what he said?
Why don't we go and have a look at the collection?
I get to see your vintage cars?
Yes, why not?
This is absolutely amazing. We have a vintage car waiting for
Yeah,
us.
we're just now to take you to the museum.
Wow, and that's a Mercedes.
It is a Mercedes.
And
It's
I can sit in it.
Of course, go on.
My God, this is just getting better and better. How old is this car?
This is a 1956 model. And my father imported it then. There were a lot of restrictions on imports at that time, but we managed to do it. And a diesel car, which was quite a novelty at the time.
Not heard of at that time.
Not heard of much at the time. And it was the smallest model, 180 diesel. It's called a 180D. So it's now quite in the vintage category.
And do you personally enjoy driving?
I do. I try and drive only in and around here in the palace compound. So, but it's fun. It's great fun.
But since you imported this from Germany so many years ago,
This is all original.
these are
Everything is
original.
original. The upholstery is original
And it's been like this ever since.
ever since.
So did you drive this particular car often when you imported it back then?
Yeah, it was at one time way ahead of its other cars in India at the time, and technologically speaking, it was very advanced, and everything about this was so new, and we enjoyed it.
So Sriji, when did you learn how to drive, and what was your first car?
Well, my first car, you will see just now, the one that I bought myself was a Standard Herald when I went to university after college. But the first car which I learned how to drive on was a Second World War Jeep, a Ford Jeep.
And I'm going to get to see it.
You'll get to see it too.
Sitting with Sriji in his vintage car and driving through the palace and town, this certainly was the high point of my journey to Udaipur. So you've been in Udaipur all your life? you've seen Udaipur back in the days and you've seen Udaipur now. How much of a difference do you see in Udaipur from back then and now?
Life is dynamic, and everything changes. The secret is to keep the change relevant to the time and age and era you're living in. And that is what distinguishes us in Udaipur from others, because we have always tried to remain relevant to the era in which we belong.
Where do you see Udaipur in the future?
Well, I see Udaipur in the future as a place of excellence, where great minds meet, where great innovation takes place, and the city comes out as a role model of urbanization.
Wow. I think this is the most attractive part before you even enter and see the rest of your vintage car collection. Where's your first car? I'm dying to see that.
Here.
This is your first car?
Taken up after the Triumph Herald.
Can you still drive it?
Yeah. All the cars you can drive.
But you've just kept it here, like, I'm sure you don't want to.
No, I drive it.
You do?
Yeah. Great fun.
The car was so beautiful, and Sriji even got someone to fire up the vintage beauty. Wow, it just sounds so good. So tell me the history behind this car.
This is my grandfather's Rolls Royce.
Your grandfather's Rolls Royce?
Yes. This
How
one
old is
is a 1934.
That is 1954?
34.
34. And this?
A little earlier.
Wow. I can't believe you can still drive all these cars.
Well, you can drive them. They'll take you from A to B without breaking down, I can promise you that.
What about this one? This looks like your oldest car?
This is the oldest car.
It is the oldest car.
This needs a lot of work. It's really gone.
And how old is it exactly?
Again, early 20s.
My God. That's like ages ago.
So ages ago for you young people. This is our collection of Mercedes. That's a 190 diesel. This is a 200, and these are 300 diesels.
I'm so happy I got to see this, and thank you so much, Sriji, for giving us your precious time and sharing your passion with us. It was a great honor, and I feel really lucky.
Well, thank you. Come again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As I thanked Sriji, I looked back at my trip to Udaipur and found it hard to believe that I had been in Rajasthan for just 2 days. The journey from Ajmer to Jodhpur certainly had been great fun. But this journey from Jodhpur to Udaipur stood out. A roadside temple to a motorcycle, a landscape so out of character to Rajasthan that it would surprise and amaze anyone, highways and roads which were a joy to drive on, and lastly, Udaipur, with its palaces and royalty and history. This journey is certainly a must for anyone wanting to experience the enigma, that is, Rajasthan. Thank you.